Since releasing her debut album in 1992, Chanté Moore has captivated audiences with her beautiful songs. She earned her biggest hit, Chanté's Got a Man, in 1999, which has become her signature song. While she has thrived musically, she hasn't been so great at love and has been married and divorced 3 times. Don't forget, you can gain access to this audio and one unreleased, super messy video per month on the RRG Patreon. Details are in the description box. Now, let's get into today's video. In 1991, Chanté got married for the first time to her childhood friend, a man named Tony Guillen. In her book entitled Will I Marry Me?, she revealed she and Tony first dated back in the 6th grade, and he was her first kiss. Apparently, this wasn't enough to sustain a marriage. In 1993, she met actor Kadeem Hardison at a party. She told Ebony magazine they shook hands, and he made a very strong impression on her. Chanté added, "I didn't want to leave his side for some reason." But nothing really came of their first meeting. Not long after, they were asked to present together at the 1993 NAACP Image Awards. Afterwards, they went backstage to talk to the press, and Kadeem told her they were going to make their own announcement. When Chanté asked what that announcement would be, Kadeem replied, "Oh, we're getting married. That's what we'll tell them." Chanté said Kadeem held onto her hand at that moment and didn't let go for the rest of the night. She said by the end of the night, they had already discussed their thoughts about having children and officially became an item. As the relationship progressed, they got along well because they were both homebodies. They spent their time watching movies and laughing together. Chanté told Ebony magazine they only attended Hollywood parties when it was necessary for their careers. Marriage was definitely in the cards for them. However, they were both focused on their careers and trying to make sure they were ready to take their relationship to the next level. As the press continued to hound them about when they would tie the knot, Chanté told Jet magazine, "I'll keep that a little private, but we are very, very happy." Chanté gave birth to their child, Sophia Milan, on September 27, 1996, and a year later, in November 1997, she and Kadeem secretly became husband and wife. Marriage life seemed to suit them well. Chanté kept working on her music, including her 1999 album, This Moment Is Mine, which she dedicated to Kadeem. She also celebrated her biggest hit to date, entitled Chanté's Got a Man. With a growing career and loving marriage, Chanté and Kadeem seemed destined to stay together for a very long time. A long marriage, however, wasn't in the cards for them. After 3 years, Kadeem filed for divorce, citing irreconcilable differences. In this divorce petition, Kadeem asked for joint custody of their daughter, who was 4 years old at the time, and their divorce was finalized in 2000. So what went wrong? Chanté told Madame Noir that she and Kadeem fell in love quickly, but they eventually became more friends than lovers. However, she really enjoyed his company, and they understood each other on a deeper level. She added, "He appreciated me for who I was and who I am. We've grown together. That's what friendship is about." Even after their breakup, they still cared about each other, and Chanté said there was nothing Kadeem could do that would make him not be a part of her family. She said, "If he needs me for anything, I'm going to be there." In a strange twist, she added that every time she saw him, she still thought to herself, "There goes my baby." But she made it clear that there was no chance for a reconciliation. She ended her interview with one final statement, "I love him, but I'm not in love with him." Love would soon be on Chanté's radar again. According to the Baltimore Sun, she met singer Kenny Lattimore in 2001 while backstage at one of her concerts. At the time, Chanté was still fresh off her divorce, and Kenny's career was just taking off. Even though there was an instant spark between them, Chanté said being attracted to someone doesn't mean she'll be compatible with them. They exchanged numbers and talked about linking up to do a duet. They also planned on hanging out, catching a movie, and keeping things strictly platonic. However, things changed, and Kenny said he had to talk himself out of falling in love with her. On New Year's Day 2002, Chanté and Kenny said "I do" in Jamaica. After reciting his vows, Kenny turned to Chanté's daughter and gave her a little ring of her own. Kenny said, "I was committing myself to them both." The Lattimores worked on an album of duets, and Chanté became pregnant during the recording process. Things that lovers do was released in February 2003 and spent 15 weeks on the Billboard charts. According to the New York Times, they also created a musical surrounding the album and performed it on tour. The show was filled with solos and duets, and with ensemble numbers that included backup singers. They welcomed their son, Kenny Lattimore Jr., on April 10, 2003, the same day as Kenny Sr.'s birthday. Chante and Kenny released their second duet album in 2006, entitled Uncovered/Covered. The double album featured both R&B and gospel songs and discussed the ups and downs of married life. Sadly, after 9 years of marriage, Chante announced on Facebook in 2011 that she and Kenny were already divorced. Kenny appeared to blame Chante for the demise of their marriage. He told the Tom Joyner Morning Show,
people get in relationships and feel like they have the things that they need, and maybe they really don't, and maybe they haven't dealt with their own issues and who they are.
Things got ugly quickly when Kenny filed for full custody of their son. Chante told Lady Charmaine TV she was appalled by his decision. Since she was appearing on R&B Divas LA at the time, she also decided to discuss the private matter as cameras rolled. She said, "I'm not gonna sit by and be a victim of anything." Kenny clapped back by telling Singer's Room website he wasn't amused about Chante talking about their family business on reality TV. He called her irresponsible and reckless.
And it hurt a lot of people. It hurt my son. And I'm not a big fan of that at all.
Chante confirmed in July 2013 that they had reached an amicable custody agreement. And Kenny told the Rick and Sasha show they were able to solve things without going before a judge. Kenny said he learned the court didn't care about his son at all, but he did, and he wanted to do what was best for him. In the end, he decided to give Chante what she wanted in terms of her custody request because he didn't want to take their son away from her. While they were ready to focus on their son and a peaceful co-parenting relationship, Kenny had other things to worry about, like rumors about his personal preference. When Chante was asked about the speculation in an interview with Juicy magazine, she explained she had no idea what his life was like prior to dating him. She added, "Being that he isn't my husband anymore, I leave it up to him to answer because that's his life." While Chante and Kadeem had a friendly post-divorce relationship, the same couldn't be said about her and Kenny. She said she wouldn't be addressing any part of their failed marriage on the reality show because Kenny wasn't someone she wanted to talk about. She also directed people to purchase her album, entitled More is More, because it would give a better understanding about what went wrong between them. Kenny eventually moved on and married Judge Faith Jenkins. In 2014, Chante revealed she had a new man at home, but the relationship ended and she moved on to a more high-profile guy. In November 2015, she showed up on the red carpet with Darren DeWitt Henson from the show Soul Food. Things ended at some point, and they went their separate ways. After multiple divorces and failed relationships, Chante began to think maybe she was the problem. She wrote the book entitled Will I Marry Me? As a self-discovery tool to see why her marriages didn't work out. As of this video, it appears all traces of the book have been wiped away from the internet. Chante has done a wonderful job raising her children and is focused on making new music. She released a 4-track EP in 2019. And that same year, she released the song Fresh Love, with her son Kenny Jr. making a cameo in the music video. At the moment, Chante doesn't seem to be dating anyone, but we wish her and her family nothing but the best. Let us know your thoughts about Chanté Moore's dating history, and thanks for watching Real Reality Gossip.